It's the 11th of September, 2022, and many Americans are watching the opening Sunday of the NFL season. Except for at least one. Freshly appointed Utah Jazz head coach Will Hardy was watching Europe's biggest basketball tournament, Eurobasket, as Finland prepared to take on Croatia in the round of 16. He was scouting a particular someone, as just over a week prior, Utah had made the gutsy move of blowing up their roster for a fresh start, sending Donovan Mitchell to the Cleveland Cavaliers in a blockbuster deal. On Finland's squad was a 25-year-old guy who was part of the return package and was set to join Utah following the tournament. And, as Hardy watched, he saw the potential of his team's revitalized roster come to life.
And now Markkanen gets it. This will be a nail in the coffin if it goes, and it does! And what a shot, 43 points!
The Utah Jazz are having a better season than anticipated. While they have fallen off substantially after their blistering hot start to the 2023 season, where they won 10 of their first 13 games, there's still a lot of things to be excited about. One of those for the fan base is the All-Star weekend that the city is hosting, coming up on the NBA calendar very soon. But what's even more exciting for Utah is that even after blowing up their team completely in the offseason, by trading away their all-star talents of Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, they'll still have their own hometown all-star in the game. That all-star candidate and soon-to-be lock for the game is Lauri Markkanen, who is in the midst of a bona fide breakout year. Lauri's rise to stardom this season has been unprecedented yet incredible, and despite Utah's struggles as of late, he is almost a lock at this point to win the Most Improved Player and receive his first ever All-Star nod. So, how has he done it? In today's video, I'll be breaking down and analysing Lauri Markkanen's season so far, diving into his stats and some film to highlight his incredible turn from solid role player to primary option, and how he's led an overlooked Utah team to a fun, competitive campaign. Before we start, if you're new here and enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe. For more NBA content like this, a like on the video would go a really long way in helping support the channel if you do enjoy this content, so any support is greatly appreciated. Anyway, with that being said, let's talk about Lauri Markkanen. It all started back in September. Markkanen's play shone on a massive stage at Eurobasket, as he was placed into a system where he could thrive. Obviously, European basketball is very different to NBA basketball, yet Lauri looked absolutely incredible there, and was objectively a top 5 player in the tournament. Through the tournament, Markkanen averaged a ridiculous 27.9 points a game, as well as 8 rebounds and 2 assists as he led Finland to an impressive quarterfinals appearance, which included a 43-point eruption in the round of 16. That's the 6th highest points scored in a single game at the tournament. Will Hardy said he told him after the tournament that he wanted to see that kind of confidence at the NBA level and he would give him every opportunity to make the most of that. And so far, Lauri hasn't disappointed. Some thought it might just be a hot start, something that would dwindle with time. But as Markkanen's scoring run has continued, eventually people have realized this wasn't just the leftovers from Eurobasket. This is who Markkanen is. This is the real deal. The stats really illustrate the wild season that Markkanen is having. The 2017 draft 7th overall pick has averaged just under 25 points per game this season on ridiculous efficiency. I'm talking 52% from the field, 41% from 3, and 87% from the free throw line. In fact, Lauri Markkanen ranks 8th in the entire NBA in true shooting percentage, with a percentage of 66.3%. That's absolutely ridiculous considering the fact he's shooting 16 field goal attempts per game. To put that into perspective, out of all NBA players who have a true shooting percentage of at least 66% or higher, only Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Anthony Davis average more field goal attempts per game. Lauri is in the same breath as them when it comes to efficiency this season, and if you had told me that 2 years ago, I simply would have thought you were lying. Prior to this season, Markkanen never had a true shot percentage above 60% more than once in his career, which was the 2021 season. And in that season, he was only shooting 10 times a game. Lauri has truly taken off in 2023. It's incredible. The statistical brilliance doesn't end there though for Markkanen. He's top 10 in win shares and top 5 in offensive win shares. And his value and impact is extremely vivid in Utah, with the Jazz's offensive rating crumbling with him off the floor. His on-off numbers of positive 11.8 is comparable to the likes of Tatum, Doncic, and Morant. But while stats are great for contextualizing the impressive level of scoring Markkanen's displayed this season, they don't show the full picture. So, let's break down some film to really highlight his improvements from his days in Cleveland and Chicago compared to his all-NBA caliber success in Utah. Firstly, Markkanen's individual creation has dramatically improved this season, and I think that's partially due to his elevated confidence from a brilliant Eurobasket stint. His ability to create separation with his footwork and handle is excellent, as you can see here, and the confidence to pull this step back off is actually crucial to making the play work. In Chicago especially, Markkanen's confidence was down due to Jim Boylan's poor coaching, which left him camped in the corner for most of their offensive possessions, and overall, he lacked a legitimate role on the roster. Now in Utah, Markkanen often leads the offense, instructing plays and creating looks for himself, whether that's on or off the ball. He's brilliant at coming off of dribble handoffs and rising up into a quick three or into a dribble sequence where he breaks down his defender and, depending on the opposition's adjustment, attacks the basket or gets a jump shot off. Though this one in particular isn't a DHO, you can see in this play here against Atlanta how Lauri's mind ticks when he gets the catch on the perimeter. Lauri sees John Collins rushing out to the perimeter, sensing his off-balance nature, so he sells the pump fake and gets right by Collins to the cup for a nice lay-in. And again here against Memphis, he catches the slower defender off guard, getting the quick first step, and takes advantage of the missed help defensive coverage. He's also been a great roll man out of the pick and roll, which has led to several highlight plays and smart cuts inside for easy dunks. When you pair that talent with passing wizards like Mike Conley, Markkanen's ability to get himself in the right position at the right time constantly is going to be rewarded. Like here, Markkanen finds himself in a good position under the basket and waits patiently as Conley drags out his man, eventually finding Markkanen with a cheeky wraparound pass which results in a dunk. Or this one here, where he explodes off the pass for the poster dunk in Minnesota. He just plays smart basketball. I think that's the key with Markkanen and understanding this massive improvement. He lets the plays come to him, never really forcing shots. Sometimes I'm sure Hardy would like him to go after his own a bit more, but regardless, Markkanen's ability to read the defense and take advantage of their errors to get great looks is extremely impressive and makes him such a dangerous talent to come up against. It's why I feel like he's been so efficient this season. Markkanen has also been, simply put, just a great tough shot maker this season. Like I've mentioned, that comes with his supreme confidence in his abilities now to make an impact on offense. And it's allowed Utah to use him as such an advantageous weapon in their offensive arsenal. He's really transformed a potentially middling offense into a great one at the best of times. My favorite one of the year has to be this dagger against Phoenix. Shot clock winding down. Lauri spins out of the double team and nails a deep two over the outstretched defender. Just nasty stuff. Finally, Markkanen's spot-up shooting has been unbelievable this year. Again, whether it's off a DHO, pick and pop, or simply a swing pass around the perimeter, Markkanen's shot making this year has been incredible, and that's reflected in the efficiency stats I covered before. Again, every aspect of his offense has gone to a new level this season, and it should hopefully be recognized with an all-star selection. Overall, Markkanen has been an absolute revelation this season for the Jazz, and his sudden improvements have been such a joy to witness. He's made the Jazz fun and exciting to watch, and despite the early claims that it was just some momentum from Eurobasket and he'd fall back down to earth, Lauri has continued to prove the doubters wrong and will undeniably be an all-star this season. The future is looking bright in Utah, even if Wembanyama isn't on the cards anymore. We'll just have to see how the rest of the season goes for the Jazz, but as for right now, I'm sure the fans will just be eager to see their new hometown hero take center court on the 19th of Feb in Salt Lake City. If you made it this far, you must have enjoyed this analysis, so be sure to leave it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really do appreciate all your support. Anyway, with that being said, I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.